Good afternoon. This is John Ashford on Orgasmic Conscious Cooking. I'm so glad to have you here with me as my guest. I'm doing something that's going to be a little French. I think Hollandaise sauce, I believe it's French. It's one of those things that you always have when you go to a restaurant for breakfast. A lot of people have this English muffin. Let's see if you guys can guess what it is. See how attentive you guys are out there. You have English muffin. Hey, Kathy, what's up? See you in a week. How's it get better than that? About a week, a little bit more than a week. We'll be in New Mexico having a birthday party for Miss Kathy White. Hollandaise sauce. So hollandaise sauce. My wife, she's on here. She'll jump in here in a second. I'm gonna see if you guys can guess. I'm gonna build this. You have it at breakfast. One of your faves. What is this I'm building? What's it called? English muffin, a poached egg, ham, hollandaise sauce. Can anybody out there guess what that is? Let me get. Come on. This is orgasmic conscious cooking. It's very orgasmic. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. How's it get better than that, right, Susan? Susan. I said soon. Soon, right, Kathy. Uh, well, this holiday sauce, I'm gonna leave that out there so you guys can guess what I'm talking about building. My wife is one of my favorites, eggs Benedict. Exactly. It's one of Tori's favorite breakfast dishes. That you can have it with smoked salmon. I think some cheese sometimes. Eggs Benny, yes. So, but we're not gonna have eggs Benny because it can also be used as a sauce for vegetables, potatoes, that sort of thing. And tonight we have asparagus that I've done. I grilled some asparagus. I'm gonna make some holiday sauce and drizzle it over the top. Hortense, what's up, fam? How you doing? Uh, I'm in here building a holiday sauce, but avocado. Yeah, my wife said you could put avocado. I don't think we can put avocado. Well, I guess you could put some over the avocado because we do have avocado in there tonight. But I want to get back to something that's really important to me. It's really freaking yes, salmon, smoked salmon. You can have all types of salmon, but smoked salmon really turns that up a lot. So before I get to the holiday sauce, I always say something I'm gonna do this holiday sauce that especially my touch on it. But I'm gonna get to that. I, I'm like this little kid. I'm all these things going on in my head at one time. It's like boom, boom. I have a big head, so there's a lot of stuff in there. So I was trying to get out at one time. So I'm like one at a time, one at a time. Okay. It's like my aunties around. Like, be careful, be quiet. Don't step over there. Anyway, yes, I'm a little weird today. But what I really want to talk about is the main ingredient for tonight for us as human and humanoids is letting go. Um, it's kind of tough on the planet. I'm a music buff. And there's the song back in the day that I used to listen to when I was little. You said, and the sign says you had to have a membership card to get inside. Boom, boom. That's not my song. I'm just using it on YouTube. There's so many signs. There's so many points, so many pink fingers pointing at people. There's so many people standing over here, doing this, doing this. What would it be like for people to just let go? What would it be like to let go and just simply be? What if we didn't have to all agree? One of the unique things I thought about living in the United States is that we have freedom of speech. And it really bothers me that I understand corporate, and I'm not going to get into the politics and stuff that they do their thing. But what really kind of makes me go, wow, what's going on is when people start doing that to each other, family members, people can't agree to disagree. And I'm going to get a little deep in here on this one. You know, there used to be a time that if you were married outside of your race, people were intolerant for that. If you were going to marry somebody of the same sex, people were intolerant of that. Now we're intolerant of each other's choice. And I'm not about picking a side, saying who's right or who's wrong. I put something on Facebook. If you go back to my Facebook page, it was like, if you have to be right and somebody has to be wrong, what does that create? What does that show our children? You know, I spent 31 and a half years, 31 and some months, being a probation officer for Multnomah County Juvenile. And I'm kind of embarrassed on where we are with things, on how what we're showing young people how to be. It just bothers me. And so the ingredient for today is it a possibility of people letting go of their points of view that they have to be right. Now, here's the piece. If I have my own point of view things, and I'm always checking my points of view because I want to make sure that I am able to be present. And sometimes I think points of view keep you out of being present. But if someone asks me not to come to their house because I choose one choice or not, to not take a vaccine or to have the vaccine, I would gracefully bow out and say, okay, I'm going to um, acknowledge your choice. I don't need to be in that space. And I just recently came up to that with my home ideas of I've always been like that. I mean, I'm not gonna bulldog someone, even though I love bulldogs. I'm not gonna bully someone to buy into my choice. But at the same time, I'm gonna give people space. And it's confusing, y'all. It's really confusing. Where's the love? It's mental and it takes all the fun out of every. Yeah, it does. The us against them. Fundamentalism, yes. Fundamentally, we actually have to find the wrongness in someone else. I've been watching videos and listening to people, and it's just like everybody's on edge, and nobody wants to be together. No one wants to get together. People getting all strange on their backs of yeah. And I'm not going to even really pick on people on their backs. You have to choose for yourself. I was thinking about what if I put up all the information I know about not taking the vax. Well, I'm still trying to prove something to somebody else. And when it comes to safety, then give people the space if they don't want to be around that. Yesterday, Tori and I watched a group of African American comedians talking about this. And one of the comedians said this heinous thing about people being isolated or separated. And the other two African American comedians were saying, what are you talking about? We just got away from that. And I think what happens is that when we get in fear, we stop asking questions of like, okay, if that's where you're going to be, just let me know so I can stay away from that. But to isolate another person, I've never been about trying to do that to anybody. I really, 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 really thought that coming together and creating a community of some sort is what has always been important to me. But I want to honor other people's choices. I don't have a need to have to push my opinion or choice down somebody else's throat and talk bad about, belittle them. It's almost like people becoming adolescent all over. And I can understand teenagers maybe doing that. When you find grown ass people in their 50s, 60s, and 40s doing that, this makes me go, wow, what are you leaving for your young people to see? End of that. Now onto cooking. I'm going to get healthy on this Hollandaise business. Yes. Okay. Well, it's not the healthiest. I'm gonna tell you. It's I'm gonna show you the ingredients, but first I want to show you some things because what I did is that I'm going to show you what we're having for dinner. So I created dinner, cooked all throughout the day because I got to work from home today, and I came and taking breaks, and I put chicken. The chicken's ready. I'm gonna show you guys everything we're having tonight. But I want to show you something that is not even about the holiday. Here's a special. This is something that you guys weren't aware because I didn't advertise this. Okay. I create this. I'm gonna call it. I hope I don't spill this. Can you guys see that? Yeah, that looks like you can see that. Okay, these are tomatoes out of our garden. And when I was going to school in France in 1983, Miss Magnon would fix these eggs, these tomatoes called uh, Provence, tomatoes from the Provence area, and I recreated that my way. What I do is I take a little garlic powder, I take some Italian seasoning, some smoked salt, olive oil, and raspberry vinegar, and I pour it. And I let this been sitting in the refrigerator for about 3 or 4 hours. And oh my God! And when you grow tomatoes in your backyard, the sugars come out with that vinegar and olive oil. And I use a lemon olive oil to enhance that flavor. So that's going to be one of the side dishes. Show you the other thing that I created. Now this is kind of hot in here, so I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with this. So hope you guys can see this without burning myself. This is the asparagus, and they're all roasted. And what I'm gonna do is pour the hollandaise sauce, some of the hollandaise sauce over that, and then tomorrow Tori can have some hollandaise sauce or whatever she wants to fix. This is roasted chicken. Let's say asparagus is kidneys. Yes, it's a kidney and liver cleansing. You're absolutely right. This chicken is a citrus Trader Joe's. I always buy stuff from Trader Joe's. It's a salt with a lot of citrus peel in it and garlic. So I don't know how that's gonna taste. I was like, I'm trying to see what that's gonna be like together. And what I'm gonna do starting off, I'm gonna show you guys. Ooh, my husband is jealous on those matters. Ah, tell me more about the jealousy about that. Now that's okay. Yes, that's okay. So what I did is I have potatoes that I grew in my yard. These are my potatoes. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. I'm gonna tell you about it. So I have purple potatoes are easy things to grow. If you got a bucket of dirt and you put some potatoes in there, in about 3 to 4 months you can have potatoes. We have new potatoes. Tori and I love new potatoes. They're a lot sweeter and they're different than buying them at the store. Tori Bergman, one happy lady she is. I'm a happy guy to be married to her. So Tori and I don't do dairy anymore. We still do butter and we do some organic, we do some non-dairy butter, but I'm gonna use butter today, but I'm not gonna use any cream. What I'm going to do is I have some of the water, the stock from when I cook the potatoes, and it's really hot there. I'm gonna let it get a lot more warmer. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna add the potatoes in there, I'm gonna add the butter, and I'm gonna add chicken broth and garlic broth and pepper. And that's going to be now. I don't add salt to my potatoes anymore because when I boil my potatoes, I add the salt to the water. So it has, let's see, Texas talk for tomatoes, maters. Yes, I heard that before. So I'm gonna make these mashed potatoes. Didn't tell Tori I was making mashed potatoes, but they're mashed potatoes, and I leave the skin on because that's where most of the vitamins are. It's in the skin, so I leave them on. You have purple. It's gonna be weird looking, yes, because it's purple and red potatoes mixed together. I'm waiting for this water to get a little warmer. Any questions? Anybody out there have any questions? Venus, yes, sister. When are you gonna come to my kitchen, or when are you gonna come on my show? Venus, I would love to have you on my show. I hope to cook something in Kathy's kitchen next weekend, or next weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend. By the way, while I'm waiting for this water to get hot, Tori and I are going to the Dave Matthews concert, and I'm going to put that out tonight. We are doing free bar takes just the night before every show for about maybe an hour or so before the show starts. Or we usually get there early, and so we just mess around. And we're going to offer access conscious bars. If you're interested in finding out more information, that you can go to www.accessconscious.com/bars, and you can find out every place where bars are going to be free this month for suicide awareness and mental health, both September and October. That's going on, and we're going to make the offering around the world. I'm doing that. Tori and I are going to do that this weekend. Bars and tailgating at the Gorge and George Washington. Yes, George Washington. We're going to see Dave Matthews Band this weekend. If you guys know anybody who's going to be there, please tell them to find us. We'll be in the parking lot with a table. There's going to be a little saying bars offered here. Okay, the water's boiling. Dun-dun. That's hot. I almost grabbed a hot bowl, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the potatoes, I'm going to add it back to the water. Let me get my spoon. Come on out of there, Mr. Potato Head. It's really starchy. Okay. Good. Okay. So what I'm going to do, hey, they are all cool, yes. I am going to mash these potatoes up. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna show you something that looks, somebody say, oh my God, you made a mess. Okay, they're really soupy, right? And if you know Dave, send him my way. Yes, send him. Tori would love that. So I want you guys to see this, okay? These potatoes are really soupy, but I'm gonna leave them on the eye because what's one of the main ingredients in potatoes? Potato starch. What happens when you get potato starch mixed with water? Is as the water evaporates, the potatoes are gonna become a little bit more thicker. But to add my flavor to it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little chicken broth, because remember I'm not adding cream. Oh, I need to add the butter. I can't have potatoes without butter. That's just uncivilized. Okay. So the butter's in there. I'm gonna add like a half a teaspoon of chicken bouillon. I'm gonna stir that in there. And as we speak, the water is actually cooking up. It's gonna be lumpy potatoes, but as I've gone to different restaurants, they begin to make potatoes a little bit more lumpier, and I like that. It has some consistency in it. Okay, That. I'm going to grab some garlic bouillon, just a tad bit of that. Voila. So as that cooks down, I'm going to keep that on low. Keep an eye on that so they don't burn. Butter, yes. I'm going to taste this now. Remember I told you about tasting things? When you taste things, you want to make sure you don't double dip the spoon. Just grab another spoon because the saliva on your tongue, once it gets into the ingredients, starts to break down whatever you're about to eat, and it can make other people sick. You don't want to make people sick. You want people orgasmic, I say. So what I'm going to do, I never measure anymore. So I'm going to take about a teaspoon of black pepper over the top. Remember, I'm the garlic king. I love garlic. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a shake of granulated garlic. And I'm going to stir this up. Continue to let that cook. I'm going to taste this for you guys, see what it tastes like. Put the top on. Turn it down. Let that cook up. So we have asparagus. We have grilled chicken. And here's for the mother load for today. We're about to get busy with what? Hollandaise sauce. And we have tomatoes. A roast, I'm going to call them salad tomatoes or Provence, tomatoes Provence. Okay, so I don't need the butter anymore. Okay, so really simple. Hollandaise sauce. We're going to be done very quick. Now, I have some warm water because sometimes hollandaise sauce can get kind of thick. And if you want to thin it out, you're going to take warm water. Now, this is my first time doing this online. I've done it once before a long time ago. This can go to shit real quick. Okay. What I mean by that is that if you put this butter is just warm. Okay. It's not hot. If you put hot oil on raw egg yolks, guess what's going to happen? They're going to lump up. You don't want that to happen. That's a mess. So what we're going to do, take my handy top off of here. Oh, so usually, hold on, I got to sneeze. Ooh, thank you. Okay. Don't put your hands on your face when you're doing that. Remember, you're trying to keep people healthy. I get your karma for staying at home to work. Could that be true? Yes. I got a big surprise coming on. Even more than that's going to change for me soon. Let's see. Potatoes are cooking. I'm going to move that to the side a little bit. I don't want those to scald or burn. Okay. Not what I'm looking for tonight. So let's get started. Okay. So last week, or I did a show. I think I did a show a couple of days ago, and called for egg whites. I made some cookies, some orgasmic, gluten-free almond cookies. It called for egg whites. And what happens is that you don't throw the egg yolks away. You just figure out what you can prepare later on that week with those egg yolks. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I need to grab another spoon. I'll come off the camera. Sorry, Derek. I know you're like, boy, you say this. Okay. So I'm going to take 3 egg yolks. You guys see those egg yolks? 4 in there. I'm only gonna need to use 3 of them. Okay. Voila. The other one's unfortunately going to go to waste. What I'm going to do is I'll put this in here. And, oh, by the way, I went to the store yesterday and I go buy my seasonings and salt and pepper in bulk at Winco here in Northwest. And guess what I didn't buy? Kanye West. Kanye West must be talking about. Maybe he's watching my show. Cayenne pepper. He's spicy too, I guess. You're so pragmatic. Yes. So if you guys saw one of my earlier shows, my Ryan, my godson, or my god brother, I should say, he sells his own seasoning, and he has this thing called the Angry Gonzo, which is habanero seasoning. Okay, let me show you this. So I'm back up. Habanero, when it comes to peppers, the hottest pepper is like, I think maybe a ghost pepper. Okay, and habanero is like right here compared to like a bell pepper, which is over here. My wife doesn't do spicy. I love my wife. She doesn't do spicy. I'm used to that. So what I'm going to do, when I take this out, I'm going to take a smidgen. Now, this calls for like an eighth a teaspoon of Kanye West, man, cayenne pepper. I'm going to use like a smidgen because it's just that much hotter on the thermometer of heat. Okay, just want to get that just so you guys see that. So, what I'm gonna do? Put this top on here, and it's going to get kind of noisy. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, I can't keep it down low forever though. Okay, so you know something? I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna be a little dirty tonight. I'm gonna add one more egg up. It's gonna be just a little bit more heavy. Okay. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm gonna squeeze 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna add a little bit more lemon juice, and I know this by because I knew how much it's gonna do. I'm gonna squeeze this in here. It's beginning to do its thing. See that? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I hope you guys can hear me. A mess is coming out here. Oh no! Oh no! More lemon juice. Now that's about right there. In Albuquerque, we have the Fiery Food Festival. There's gelato booth for Tori. Yes. Okay. So now I have my lemon juice and egg. Yeah, my egg yolk beating right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slow this down. I'm gonna slowly add the butter to the sauce. 10 tablespoons of butter. I'm making a mess, y'all. Hold on. It's coming out everywhere, guys. It's coming out everywhere. This is kind of interesting. Okay, hurry up. Let's put the top on. It's all over the place. Okay, try to turn it down a little bit. Okay. So it's nice and fluffy, okay? So what I'm going to do, as I have it all over myself, this is kind of exciting. It's a butter party. How to get better than that? So now here's the other thing. I'm gonna turn this off. Okay. So the heat of the blade turning and the acid of the lemon juice actually cooks up the hollandaise sauce. So I'm gonna get another bowl because I'm gonna season my hollandaise sauce outside of the blender. So I want you guys to see that. So let me grab another glass bowl. Okay. So what we're gonna do, I have a mess in here. That was quite interesting. See, it's my first time. So as you can see, I'm not perfect. You don't have to be perfect in the kitchen. Just have fun. Be orgasmic. Let's see what happens. Let's get this out here. And it's going to show you what it looks like once I get it out. Come on, damn it. I have this, my favorite spatula now. My friend Trina Card, gave this to me for my birthday. I'm going to show you guys in a second. Making a mess. I see. Ain't that cool? Lemon juice and eggs. Yes. My Leo spatula. I'm having fun. I love cooking. So, and my wife likes my food. So look at this. Oh my God. Okay. So what we're gonna do. So to warm this up, if you want to warm it up, you would put it in a boiler of water, warm water, because if you cook it, it'll turn into guess what? Scrambled eggs, lemon scrambled eggs. Okay, so that's that. We can't get it off. This is my wife's favorite sauce. I'm gonna get this all out of my way so you guys can see this. My mess. Okay, can you guys see me over here? Yes, let me get this out the way. Out of the way, out of the way. So, this is hollandaise sauce. Can you see that? Can you see that? Keep on looking at the wrong camera. I know Gino's like, John, get to it. Okay. So I'm the garlic king. Shh. This is not called for in this sauce, but I like adding a little garlic to everything. That's a tad bit. Now remember, looks good. Thank you, babe. Now, if you add the sauce changes. If you add certain ingredients to it, like you add nutmeg to it, it actually becomes something different. I know my wife said, "Ooh, nutmeg." Yes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna put in this much. This is what it probably calls for. But because this is so more, remember, I'm just gonna take a little tad bit of it like that. That's it. That's it. A little salt. And stir it up. And look at that. Look at that now. I'm not, let me see what this tastes like. Because my wife usually orders this all the time. Uh, Garlic is great. Yes, Captain. I'm going to get a whisk because that has separated. Just 1 second. 1 second. There we go. So it's kind of, the seasoning is kind of lumpy. So what I'm going to do, always have your equipment in the kitchen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to beat it so it actually folds in the seasoning a little bit better. So the pepper and the salt and the garlic actually mixes into the sauce. Now I know why my wife likes this sauce. It's very rich. So what I'm going to do, let me get this all off the way, that stays there. I'm going to show you, I'm going to spoon some of this over the asparagus. Making a mess over here. Ugh. Always have extra towels around. You never know what's going to happen. So you see these asparagus? Without burning my hand. Where's my handy dandy spoon? I'm going to drizzle the sauce over the asparagus. You could get really, should I say, can freaky be the word, and drizzle it over your wife if she really likes it, or she can drizzle it over you, and it can really turn to a spectacular situation. And that's voila, what it looks like. That is hollandaise sauce with asparagus. Set this in here, turn this off because I want that to cook. And that's it, people. Happy asparagus, happy John, happy Tori. Hollandaise sauce. It's that quick. Goes on potatoes. Save it. Put it on tomorrow morning. Tori can run to the store tonight. Get a couple of English muffins, or we use this bread that doesn't have gluten in it. Get some ham, fry the egg, poach your egg, put the sauce on it. Bam! Until next week, y'all. I will not be on next week, but there will be a recording because I've been working, making recordings. I just have to figure out how to get Derek all the information. I have a wonderful team. Thank you, Derek and Gino, for helping me out and producing this Orgasmic Conscious Cooking. Please, 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 I'm begging you, if you like this, pass this on to somebody else. Subscribe to Being John Ashford on YouTube. Just go over there and push the button. And go into the other children's computer and children's computer and friends' computer and just subscribe for me. Just subscribe. They will love me. What is it not to love? Until next week, I love you guys. Happy holidays. And be what? Kind to yourself and one another. Love you guys.